Hey witches, welcome to Busy, Gritty, Inked, and Witchy, a magical living podcast for the busy witch. I'm Morgan, eclectic witch of almost 25 years, Avalon priestess, and busy witch. Here we'll talk all things witchy, from current metaphysical happenings to my busy witch tips and tricks, and everything in the in-between. This podcast is my personal journey, filled with my knowledge, opinions, and unique way of looking at the world. Join me as I weave the magical and the mundane in every episode. Hey witches, welcome back to Busy, Gritty, Inked, and Witchy. I'm Morgan, and today I am telling you to stop trying to do magic. Yeah. Okay. So before I get started, we're having a super windy day here in Tucson, and my studio is at the corner of the building. It's all windows, and so it sounds spooky in here. So if you start to hear like howling or what sounds like ghosties, it's just the wind. It's getting a little crazy out there. We might even get some rain. It's crazy. Anyway, so just wanted to do that in case sound editing, like sometimes I clean up the audio, but sometimes we don't. And if you hear spooky ookies, that's not what it is. Anyway, all right. So today's episode, the inspiration for today's episode is a concept that has been coming up for me over and over again lately, and like within the last couple of weeks. And it's been coming up on several different platforms, okay? The most recent has been social media, okay? So I decided, I was like, fuck it. Let's tackle the whole subject as a whole on the podcast. This is a great subject for beginner witches, intermediate, advanced. If you are feeling frustrated with your magic, if you're feeling frustrated with life, I can almost guarantee that you are doing what I'm going to be talking about today, okay? This concept weaves together energy, mindset, and empowerment all into one. And once you get it, you get it. It is like, what? Okay? And I have heard this concept so many times before, okay? In complete honesty, it just landed for me about 6 months ago. And that is how you can go your entire life hearing a concept that was even popularized by a very famous movie, and I will talk about that as well. But it may not hit you, or you don't truly understand it until it's put a certain way, okay? So it's still hard to understand, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Okay, so the concept is, it's the concept of trying. And for those who are just listening to the podcast, I am using like the air quotation bunny ears, quotation mark. Oh my God. However you say that. Look, it's late in the day. Okay. It's the concept of trying or hoping and how it is energetically counterproductive to magic, to achieving goals, and to manifestation overall of anything in your life. Okay. And for those of you that are already like, trying is fine. Like trying means you're actually trying. Are you telling me not to try on anything anymore? That's actually exactly what I'm telling you, is to stop trying. Which is why you have got to listen to the whole episode. Because if you cut it off here, you're going to be going around, this bitch told me to stop trying at life. And that is not what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So there has to be something in your life, or maybe you do it all the time. Because look, I was 100% guilty of this. Okay. And I thought that it was what I was supposed to be doing. Like when you go to say affirmations or you go to set intentions, you say something like, I'm trying to lose weight. Or even when you're describing something to another person, like, oh, I'm trying to find a new job. Oh, I'm trying to lose weight. Or I'm hoping to one day visit Scotland. You know, like we say it all the time. We do it all the time. This is such a common occurrence. Okay. I'm trying to find a new job. I'm wanting to find a new job, or I'm hoping to find a new job. This is a great example that I'm going to bring up over and over again throughout this episode. So I really want to let you all know that's the example I'm using. I'm also going to talk about weight loss at some point, because that was my little little demon, I guess. how often do you phrase things this way? I'm sorry, I'm all over my notes because like I love talking about this. So when I wrote my notes, I was like, okay, make sure you go from here to here to here. And now my Aquarius has set in and I'm like, no, I already know what my notes say. So let me just go crazy. Other things that you may have said. I'm trying to be more optimistic in life. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to live life magically. I'm trying to find love. I'm hoping to learn tarot this year. Like, do you see how you've probably been saying it? You've probably been doing it. When I'm flipping the page, and your nervous system has been fine with it. Your nervous system has been, yes, we're trying to lose weight. Yes, we are, honey. And you get that confirmation from everything in your body. Your nervous system, like, kind of just sinks down, it calms down, and it's like, yes, we're trying. We're trying to do those things. Okay. So what happens, and it's actually very, there's psychology involved as well that I'm going to dive into that. Let me tell you. Hold on one second. I'm checking. Shit, I didn't even talk about the psychology in my notes. Oh God, this episode's going to get good. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. I'm so excited. All right. So what happens when you say I'm trying? And I'm going to go with mine because I'm going to tell you all a little story about me. My favorite thing was I'm trying to lose weight. Okay. And what happens is you coat that desire in the energy of trying, not in the energy of doneness, not in the energy of completion, not in the energy of claiming it and making it happen. You are coding that desire in the energy of just trying, which means you will always be trying to achieve that goal. And that is the moment where I am hoping right now there's so many of you listening right now going, shut up, bitch. It clicks. Because you hear it all the time. I am not the first person to say, stop saying the word trying, or phrase your things in the positive, or phrase them as if they're already done. I am not the first person to say this, okay? But you hear it and it doesn't land until it lands. And sometimes it takes it being said in a certain way. It takes it being said by a certain person. It takes it being said at a time in your life when you are ready to understand it, okay? Which is why I have heard this for 25, 30 years, and it only landed about 6 months ago, okay? The thing, and you may achieve it, okay? So I'm not saying that, like, if you're saying, oh, I'm trying to find a new job, I'm not saying you're never going to find a new job, but it might take fucking forever, okay? The same goes for I'm hoping or I'm wanting to, is that you're coding those desires in the energy of I'm hoping to one day do this, or I'm wanting to do this, but it only goes as far as that. It only goes as far as hope. It only goes as far as want. It never goes any further, or it takes so much to go further because that's the energy that you're coding it in, okay? Okay, I want to see where I want to put in the psychology because, like I said, so we're going to put it in. We're going to put it in here, and I'm going to grab a pen. I actually brought a pen in here today, which I never do. So I'm going to put just the word psychology in my notes real quick because that's where we're going to put it in. Okay. So like I said before, this is a concept I've heard for years and never got it until about 6 months ago. So 6-ish months ago, I was in a group coaching session. I had found a business coach that I absolutely adore. And every week we had group coaching. And so we were sitting on Zoom and I was frustrated about something. And I was like, well, I'm trying to, remember the lessons, and I'm trying to remember my, embodiment, the energy I want to embody. And I'm trying. And she gets this smile on her face. And I'm like, what? Because the reason that I chose her as a business coach is because I love her to death and she just fucking lays it out there. She calls it like grabbing you by the balls. And I'm like, that's exactly what I need in my life. So she said, do you hear yourself? And I'm like, yeah, I hear myself. I'm frustrated. And she goes, no, you keep saying you're trying. You're trying to embody this. You're trying to remember this. And she was like, if you are always trying, then you are never arriving. And I just sat there and was like, well, shit, I'm done for today. Thank you. Because that hit right then and there. And fuck, it hurt. It hurt because like, you have that moment of like, oh my God, like when it sinks in, you're like, why have I not been doing this my entire life? I've heard of this concept. I can guarantee that most of you listening have heard this concept from your childhood. And I'll get to that in a second. And there's just, for whatever reason, you just didn't get it, or you heard it and you were like, oh, that's some metaphysical, new age mumbo jumbo bullshit. But when it hits, it hits. And then you're like, oh, I've lost so much time always saying trying. Shit. But that's where you have to just give yourself compassion and understanding for the information you did not know before that exact moment. So once it lands, be like, oh, thank God that finally landed. Now I can move forward using this information. Okay. Don't think about how long you didn't have the information. Don't beat yourself up about the fact that you're always saying, I'm trying. Just understand that now you get it and now you can move forward and you can be like, oh, we're going to fucking kick that to the curb. Okay. So very famous movie franchise. You have heard it a million times. I will quote it here. I will not do the voice. I will quote it. Do or do not. There is no try. And yes, that is spoken by the wise Yoda in Empire Strikes Back. And that is the concept, okay? You are either, when you are in a state of trying, are you or aren't you? That is a dead question. Like, I'm dead serious when I talk about that. Are you or aren't you? Like, I'm trying to get a new job. Okay, well, are you or aren't you? Do you want a new job or do you not want a new job? Which is it? Because trying sets you on the fence. Okay? Hoping sits you on the fence. And this is the perfect place. So what it does psychologically, okay? We're going to talk about psychology. We're going to talk about nervous system. We're going to talk about shadow work real quick. And I'm going to be able to explain it in a way where you're like, well, shit, again, okay? All right. So we are human. Our human nature, we are human beings. Our human nature is to survive, okay? It is ingrained in our DNA that in order to survive, you do what is minimally possible that keeps you moving forward and keeps you sustained. That is ingrained in your DNA. The people who took risks died back in the day. If you didn't stay with the little nomadic tribe, and you ventured out on your own into the cold, you died. If you didn't stay with your people and you didn't go with them to go hunt food back when we were, in little nomadic tribes, if you didn't go with them, then you didn't get the food that they hunted and killed and cooked right then and there. So therefore you died. Okay. It is ingrained in your DNA to do what is in your comfort zone, because stepping outside of your comfort zone, you'll die. That is what your nervous system tells you. Okay. And that is just ancestral DNA from thousands of years of humanity, of being human beings. Okay. So this also goes into the witch wound. If you listen to that episode back with Astrid Chaot and myself, this was last year, I think, go back and listen to that or research into the witch wound. Okay. But your survival, your nervous system is telling you, okay, right now you're fine. Right now you are surviving. Okay. So anything that comes and pops up is new and scary, and therefore no, because you don't know what's going to happen if you try to do that. You don't know what's going to happen if you try to change your way of thinking. You don't know what's going to happen if you try to do a new thing. Okay. So your nervous system freaks out because change is bad. Change could get you killed. Now, change could be the absolute most fucking best thing that ever happened to you. But your nervous system, your DNA, everything in you says, no. That's the devil we don't know. You are safe here right now. So come back here and don't think about that thing, because that thing is new and scary and we don't know what's going to happen. So just come back here into your comfort zone where you can be calm and where you know what's going to happen. And you're safe here and you will continue to survive. Okay? So what happens is you go to say, you really want a new job. You want a new job. Okay? So you're like, and you want to say the words, I'm getting a new job. But you go to say them and your nervous system says, oh, that's an actionable statement. And the minute that she or he says, I'm getting a new job, or I'm finding a new job now, then reality starts to shift and starts to open things up. It opens up it opens up how you view things. It opens up opportunities for you. Okay. And once that reality shift happens, we're in unknown territory. We don't know what that's like. We don't know what a new job is going to happen, or what's going to happen with it. We don't know how that's going to be. So you start to say, I'm getting a new job. And your nervous system says, no, how do I keep her small? They're trying. We're trying. Hey, honey, we're trying. And you say, yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to find a new job. Because your nervous system, the forces that be, the universe, your reality, your shadows know that what you're doing is by using that word trying, you're going to code it in trying energy and you will never arrive at that new scary thing. So it's your shadow's way of making you think that you're doing something and that you're creating change in your life, but it's not. It's keeping you in your little comfy, cozy bubble of protected survival. But it makes you think that you're doing something because the shadow is very sneaky, very sneaky. So you think by making these affirmations, by writing these down, by setting these new moon intentions of, okay, this month, I'm trying to find a new job. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and find a new job. And you're like, yeah, that's motivational. I'm going to move forward and I'm going to try and find a new job. This is great. And your shadow is laughing its ass off because they know, your shadow knows, oh, thank God, I just kept her safe. Now she just coded that intention in trying energy, which means we are not going to find a new job right now. And then I get to keep her safe because that's what your shadow, that's what your nervous system is trying to do, is quote unquote, keep you safe. And keeping you safe is keeping you doing the same shit over and over again because that's what you know. Okay, so that's the psychology behind it. That's the nervous system regulation behind it. Change is scary. Doing things in a new way is scary. Making things happen in your life is scary because you don't know who you're going to be when that thing happens and when you achieve those desires. Your nervous system says, we've never been here before. Fucking freak out. And so it's your job to push through that. Tell your shadow to shut the fuck up and push through it, achieve those new things, and then sit and regulate at your new normal. Sit there and go, I got this fucking new job. What do I do now? Okay. Take a couple of deep breaths. Sit here. You are a new person in a new world. So regulate to that. Get your nervous system on board. Be like, hey, look, we're safe. We're safe. Look, nothing scary happened. We got the new job. We love it. We get paid more. We're accessing things that we've never accessed before. We're doing great. Do you see how safe we are? And you create that safety within your body. And then you go for the next thing. Like what's the next desire you want in your life? Okay? So that's the psychology behind it. I really hope that all of this has like what's the word? Snapped, stuck. What? Look, you guys, it really is that time of day when normally I would be drinking an energy drink. Yeah, so it's not there. Hopefully this has landed for you. Let's just say that. All right. So if you are asking, okay, this sounds great. I want to shift this. I know. And I just said I'm wanting to shift this. I'm hoping to shift this. No. So how do you shift it? Okay. You just shift it. It is being absolutely conscious of when you say the words trying, wanting, hoping, things like this. Okay. Being conscious of it. Don't beat yourself up either. If I still, like I just said, how are we wanting to shift this? It's human nature. It's especially if it's something you've been saying, or if it's a way that you've been saying something for your entire life. It's a hard habit to break. So the key is to just catch yourself when it happens and then go, shadow, I see you. I see you trying to keep me small. I see you trying to trick me to thinking that I'm doing something, but instead you're really just keeping me safe and you're keeping me sheltered. I see you. I'm going to fucking push through. Okay. So when it comes to something, a desire that you want to have, and you find yourself saying, I'm trying to find a new job, I'm trying to lose weight, then ask yourself, well, am I or am I not doing this? Am I doing it, or is it mine or is it not mine? Because understanding that trying, hoping, wanting keeps you on that fence, it's a conscious decision. So once you catch yourself saying, I'm trying, you can stop it and be like, oh, no, I'm doing this shit. I'm doing it. Okay. And then literally just rephrase by flicking the word trying out of it. So if you're saying, I'm trying to find a new job, I'm finding a new job. I'm trying to lose weight, I'm fucking losing weight. That's my big thing. And I'm looking at time on the episode too, and it's like a long drawn out story, but basically when we were still kind of pandemic-y, we had some family traumatic events happen, which included my daughter moving out, which, as she was my best friend, that was very traumatic for me. It took a bit of therapy to admit that. But it was traumatic. And then we had some other things happen within our family that within about 6-8 weeks, I think I gained 20-25 pounds. And this would have been back in 2021. Okay. So from that point forward, up until this very beautiful day, well, I mean, not this day, because I have shifted it now. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lose that 20-25 pounds I gained when all that shit happened. I will say that the first thing that I had to do, just as a absolute extreme side note, was get my nervous system back regulated correctly. And that was actually a huge opener for me. And it's really funny because I still weigh more. But if you were to go back and look at older pictures of me, my face is very puffy, very round, because of the cortisol in my system was off the charts. So I did have to take a step back and re-regulate my nervous system, which I think I've mentioned numerous times on the podcast. I did through hip openers and somatic movement, which I purchased the workout witches. I think I do have her three bundle. It's hip openers, shoulders and back, or shoulders and neck or something. Anyway, I have the 3-pack, the 3 bundle. But that's what I started doing. And within 6 weeks, complete emotional release the trauma. I was able, even in therapy, to admit things and talk about things that I had never been able to talk about before. So that was level 1. Well, then once I regulated my nervous system, and I did lose a little bit of weight when I regulated my nervous system, because you just have that cortisol when all that shit gets balanced out again. Anyway, ever since then, I've been trying to lose weight. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've tried Noom. I've tried paleo. I've tried intermittent fasting. I've tried, I can't do keto. I will not do keto again. I attempted that back in the day. That was bad. But all of them failed because this was my attitude. Oh, I tried Weight Watchers. It didn't work. I tried this. I tried that. Oh, yeah. Because my nervous system was telling me oh, yeah, you're trying. You're doing something, honey. You're doing something. You can relax. You can feel good about yourself. You're doing something. And they never worked. None of them ever worked. And it just hit me like I said, this concept was coming up for me. It really landed about 6 months ago, but I used it starting 6 months ago for my business life. Okay. And if you all were behind the scenes with me and you understand the absolutely massive strides my business has had in the last 6 months, you would be like, whoa, what the fuck? I never applied it to my fucking personal life because why? I don't know. I apparently brain just did not work. Okay. So it has only been within the last couple of weeks that I applied this exact same philosophy to my health and to my body. And the first week I did, I fucking lost 5 pounds. So you have to kick the word trying to the curb, catch yourself. And after you do this, okay, you do feel a difference. You've claimed it as your own, that desire that you have. You've claimed it as your own. You are manifesting it. You are making it happen. You are a badass witch bitch, okay? And you are making all of your desires come true. That is what happens once you flip this switch on within you. It empowers you. And what ends up happening is you're like, fuck it. Your energy shifts into movement, into inspired action. And just by you saying, I'm losing weight, your body goes, like, your brain goes, okay, how? And you're like, all right, how? Fuck, I'm going to drink more water. Fuck, I'm going to start taking walks in the morning. I'm going to do this. I'm like, let's do this. And that's what happens is you're empowered. You're shifting the energy into movement. You've shifted your mindset into already achieving it. I'm losing weight. That's a positive statement. I'm losing weight. It's a definitive statement. So you're telling everything. You're telling your body, your nervous system, everything. I'm losing weight. I'm getting a new job. I'm opening up my psychic centers. I'm fucking performing magic every single day. I am living in the flow of magic every single day. Okay? What happens is something in you, it goes, okay, but how? And then an idea pops in your head. I'm going to fucking do a tarot reading every morning. I'm going to pull a tarot card every morning. And then you're like, man, that actually sounds great. Or I'm going to take walks in the morning. I'm going to walk every morning. I'm going to walk for at least a mile. I'm going to walk for at least 20 minutes. I'm going to at least walk to the end of my street. Whatever it is. But that's what happens. And this is how change happens. And this is how you get out of your shadow's little hole that it's put you in, your little comfort hole. This is how you get out of it. Okay. So as you're going through this and you're catching yourself, and don't judge, don't shame yourself, just be like, oh, I did it again. And then just keep moving. When you say trying, I want you to hear my voice. When you use the word trying or wanting or hoping, I want you to hear my voice. Well, are you or aren't you? Are you doing it or are you not doing it? That's what I want you to hear. Or Yoda. You can hear Yoda too. Do or do not, there is no try. I'm not doing the voice. Okay? That's how you shift this. It can be instant. Okay? It does take conscious effort to catch yourself, rephrase, and then you'll see things unfold for you. Things start moving. And this is one of the greatest energetic pushes that you can give yourself, your magic, and your life. Okay? And yes, the title is Stop Trying to Do Magic, because a lot of people do it like when they're going to do spells or when they're doing their new moon intentions. This is when it pops up a lot. Okay? So this is why I say stop trying to do magic. Stop trying to do things in your life and just do them. Phrase it that way, and I promise you will see things start to move. Okay? That's what I have for you all today. My Patreon bonus content for today is a little mini challenge from a Patreon members. Yes, I have a little challenge for you all. We can come together in the Patreon community as well. So if you are interested in that, and you also get, when you become a paid Patreon member, which the podcast tier is the bottom tier, it's $5 a month. When you become a paid Patreon member, you get a shout out, which I'm getting ready to do. And then you get access to paid content, more content when it comes that supplements the podcast episode. Okay. So this week I would like to say thank you to Catherine for being a new paid Patreon member, Abigail, and Jess. Thank you so much. So if this sounds amazing to you, head to patreon.com/inkedgoddesscreations. I do have 3 different tiers, and this is supporting me as a witchy content creator. Okay, so thank you all for being here. That's all I have. So I definitely want to thank you all for listening, for being here, and for giving me a platform to share my knowledge, share what I'm passionate about. And if you could please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you are listening to this, the episodes do go up on YouTube so you can see all of my facial expressions and how much I talk with my hands. But yeah, if you do like, share, and subscribe, then it helps other magically curious people like you find me. And that's amazing because I do love doing the podcast. It is something that I do for fun, believe it or not. So, but I just really love having this platform to be able to teach and share everything that I know with you all. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you all next week. Bye. If you're looking for a magical community where you can just be yourself, check out my Ink Spirit Coven. The Coven is an online learning circle for eclectic witches who want to learn new witchcraft practices and how to easily incorporate magic into their daily lives, all while being supported on their personal spiritual journey. And you'll have me as your magical mentor, sharing my knowledge, answering questions, and facilitating the online community. Head to inkspirit.com to learn more and join. And if unique witchcraft supplies made by witches for witches is just what you need, head to my store, inkgoddesscreations.com, to see what we have to enhance your magical practice. We also have the Ink Goddess Creations box, a monthly subscription of magic mail filled with exclusive items that fit a magical theme. Head to the site to see this month's theme and sneak peeks.